The Palestinian Prime Minister says his government has resigned to make room for more unity among Palestinians. Mohammed Shtayyeh cited an unprecedented escalation of West Bank violence and what he called war, genocide and starvation in Gaza. The UN has again warned of looming famine, saying its last delivery into the north of the enclave was over a month ago. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists a military operation into the overcrowded southern city of Rafah will go ahead, whether or not a new hostage deal is reached with Hamas. Well, our correspondent Sarah Coates is in Tel Aviv. Good to see you, Sarah. First, let's talk about Prime Minister Netanyahu's remarks about an operation in Rafah. What's the latest?
Hello, Juliet. The Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, he certainly remains defiant. He made these comments saying an operation in Rafah is essential to eliminating Hamas. He said this to US media overnight, adding that if we have a deal, it'll be delayed somewhat, but it'll happen whether we have a deal or whether we don't. Now, he's also reportedly met with military leaders who've drawn up a plan for the evacuation of these some 1.5 million Palestinians who are down in that area of Rafah, although it's unclear at this hour exactly where these people would go. Now, as the day goes on, we do know that the United States is desperately pushing for some sort of a hostage deal, some sort of a ceasefire deal, which it is hoping will help hold off this operation in Rafah. We do understand that an Israeli delegation is right now in Qatar going through the technical aspects of this deal, including exactly which hostages would be released and which Palestinian prisoners could be set free. It's understood that around 40 hostages could be released if there is a deal. It would take place over a 6-week pause in fighting, with reportedly hundreds of Palestinian prisoners to be let out of Israeli jails. So certainly a lot happening on the ground, and there is some careful, quiet optimism that there may in fact be a deal.
And Sarah, there have been more Israeli strikes on Lebanon today.
Certainly, that northern front remains extremely active. We do know that over the last few hours, Israel has been striking deep inside Lebanon, in the northeast of the country, in an area known as Baalbek. We do understand also, separately, another targeted strike on a car has killed 2 Hezbollah members. Now, this comes after pretty dramatic images were circulated on social media showing Hezbollah shooting down a very advanced, very sophisticated Israeli drone. You can see it falling from the sky on fire. Israel then hitting that drone itself to try and destroy any kind of intel that Hezbollah may collect from that. Now, also in the last couple of hours, rocket sirens have been ringing out in northern Israel. We do know that one rocket landed in a community in Shtula, injuring one person, completely decimating a chicken pen. And it comes as the Defence Minister, Yoav Gallant, he paid a visit to this northern region last night. Certainly a lot of concern over a full-blown war. He came out to say that whether there is a hostage deal with Gaza, with Hamas there, that this doesn't mean that hostilities would decrease in the north. He says that Israel will continue striking Hezbollah with even more firepower over the coming weeks. So certainly very, very concerning.